Hey everyone, it's Libby from Maighstir Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the ancestors past, present and future and welcome to you, your guides, my guides and the universal energies. Okay, welcome to 2026 and we'll see what 2026 brings. Just easing into it gently. There are a few things that are very much on the cards. Uh, I'm just going to put it this way. My mum is going downhill very quickly, keeping a close eye on her. Huge love to her. She's in a fabulous place and she's actually looking forward to catching up and dancing with the ancestors before too much longer. But it does mean that if I go missing for a while, I will put something in my post section. But please know that we are in a good spiritual place. Okay. What I want to have a look at in this particular reading, apparently the Russian Doomsday radio. This is almost like a secret radio station that is very much like if you think of during World War II when they had the secret radios of the underground in France, etc., passing on information to the Allies. It's got similar vibes to it. Apparently, the Russian Doomsday radio has started playing Swan Lake. When were the other two times? Most recently, there was a little bit, there's rumour it was playing in 2024 with the November the 5th incident. But previous to that was February 2022. Gee, what happened in February 2022? Russia invaded Ukraine. And again in 1991 when there was the Gorbachev coup. Okay, let's have a look. When the collapse of the USSR occurred. Okay, so what have we got here? Well, as I split the deck and I'm using the Gilded Tarot Royale, we have the Page of Pentacles. This is about presenting opportunity. There's an opportunity here. There's some sort of opportunity that is being presented, and we've got the Chariot card, which is my card for the military as well. But this can also be things moving forward either chaotically, very quickly, or grinding to a halt. So, there is something big happening in Russia at the moment. Now, I post a lot of stuff in my post section. Go to Maighstir Tarot under any video or go to the pink circle and click on that and it'll take you to the main page and go to the post section. There was a really good video that I put out there. It wasn't terribly long. It was about the Russian defences that they've put up. The anti-tank defences, which basically I looked at them and I said, my God, they're funneling the troops into the Russian troops. So they're the defences on the Russian side of the line, because what's happening is they're very much throwing. It's like there's two different wars going on. It's almost like you've got if I think back to the old days, the guerrilla warfare of the Vietnam War versus the redcoats all standing in a row firing their muskets. It feels like there's two different military campaigns going on here. And the Russian version is the redcoats with their firing their muskets versus the Ukrainian guerrilla warfare. So I do want to actually have a look as well, and I might do this as a separate reading to see whether Ukraine is actually going to pull the stops off and unleash on Russia, because at the moment they've been very restrained, despite the claim, and of course, you know, the Orange Twerp phone call prior to meeting Zelensky to the Kremlin, from the Kremlin, and one straight afterwards is, again, to get all the talking points and the propaganda, because we know he can only retain what he's only recently just been told, claiming that Ukraine attacked Putin's personal residence, as if 10 hours of attacks on Kyiv isn't attacking personal residence, but intelligence, international intelligence and satellite images show that there wasn't even a blade of grass that was disturbed except by the gardener. So yeah, no, no. So the propaganda talking points. But yes, the video with the anti-tank and defensive lines. I looked at that and I went, all Ukraine has to do is attack those. So they've got these massive kilometers and kilometers of defensive lines with little funnels through them for the troops to pass through. All Ukraine has to do is take out those little funnely bits with their drone technology, etc., and they're unusable to get troops through, the Russian troops through. Alternatively, there was the other thought was, well, if you're going to funnel the troops through there, Ukraine knows where they're there, so therefore, if they're keeping an eye on it from a distance, they can send the drones in and just, I just defied logic, really. Okay, so yes, we've got here Page of Pentacles is still there because that was on the bottom, but we've got shining a light on the snake in the path and an inability to move forward with this as the snake in the path is exposed. So there's something big happening in behind the scenes in Russia at the moment. Now, the invasion of Ukraine, February 2022, I believe my understanding of it is, this is what my guides have been telling me for a while, was that it was actually supposed to happen in 2021 when the Orange Twerp was supposed to have retaken office or reclaimed it, because I don't think they cheated, but didn't cheat enough, is my feels. Entertainment only is my feels, so I'm alleging it. But he was foiled, or the cheating was foiled, because of the number of mail-in votes. And you can't cheat with the mail-in votes because they don't go through the machine that switches, the switchy-roo machines, etc. So he lost because they didn't cheat big enough. And that's why he hates mail-in votes. You do notice that they're desperately trying to get rid of mail-in voting, ordering the states from a federal level, which they're not allowed to do. States have the authority over elections. But yeah, that's why he hates mail-in votes, because they foiled him. And I do get that this was supposed to happen sort of 12 months earlier, this invasion. They held off, the Russians, the Kremlins held off as long as they could. But because they had been building up already, they couldn't hold off any longer. They had to actually let it go forward. I was just seeing what dropped out there, and it was Russia. Some sort of negotiations going here to try and find a strategy forward. And there's Russia there. So there's something big happening behind the scenes. Might be that the Russian oligarchs have basically said, enough, enough. We're not, we can't, it's an ending of a legacy. It's the ending of the oligarchical cycle. We just can't do this any longer. So let's have a look. And then there was the Five of Pentacles showed itself to me, which is those with the money tossing those without out into the streets. But let's have a look. What is happening? The Russian Doomsday radio is playing Swan Lake. The last 3 times it happened was it's allegedly 24. I don't know that it actually was because they don't have a month, but it was previously the invasion of Ukraine, the 3-day invasion, 3 years in now, 3.5 years in, 4 years in, and the 1991 fall of the USSR. Why? Why are they playing this? Come on down. Sorry, 10 minutes in and barely thrown a card. Okay, the signifier is the King of Cups. Now, this was always my Biden card, but this is very much about the emotionally mature diplomatic negotiator. It's not Witkoff or Kushner. Trust me, it's not Witkoff or Kushner. Two real estate con men, trying to get land. But we've got the King of Cups as the signifier here. Who would this be? May not be one particular person, but there's some sort of negotiation perhaps that's happening, because the truth is such that there are, and I read the sword of truth is unsheathed, and you've got the peace here, the dove of peace, the negotiations in the dove of peace. I'm feeling there's conflict, argument going on in the Kremlin. Now, the general that was unalived in a car the other week, I read on that and I got quite clearly that it was because he had gone to the Kremlin and told them the truth that some did not want to hear, and the truth being that the troops were, the morale of the troops was hideous. There was like just riddled with worms, starving, out of ammunition, rags for clothes, and winter was closing in. So this sort of truth has been revealed, unleashed. And the tower at the bottom, the energy that it's in at the moment, because the tower is collapsing. Now this is the point where I am worried, because in the throes of this collapse is when those that are desperately trying to hold on become at their worst. Okay, but because there is this collapse, why are they playing it? Because it's pretty much all over except for the singing. Okay, in the past we've got the Queen of Cups. Gosh, imagine the singing that's going to be at the Kennedy Memorial Centre once they chip that horrible other name off of it. Queen of Cups in the past, something not being revealed, something highly emotive that is not yet being revealed. I haven't looked at the photos, but a number of you were telling me that Netanyahu, the Yahoo, when he met with the pretty much wax effigy of the orange twerp, was looking really bad. I could put money on the fact that he was in Florida because he was due to appear before the corruption court that's happening back in Israel. Okay, crowning this reading. Harsh truth coming forward, but this can also be the military standing up. But what really worries me about this is you've got the bald eagle in the background there. That there might be some sort of announcement that comes forward about American troops, some sort of order for American troops. This really worries me. Okay, let's see where it goes. Hidden agendas, secrets that will be revealed. The intelligence community, I'm getting with the two pillars of intelligence, of wisdom here. Are shining a light. They know what's actually going on, but hidden agendas that are not yet revealed or are being revealed. In the past, we've got the Four of Cups, in the external position, the Four of Cups, an offer being made that is being rejected. And then we've got the walking away, discarding, leaving the baggage behind and walking away. Speaking of this card, actually, Hogarth's Global Astrology on his live with Lena, Susan Lynn and Lady G. They did in the last probably 10 minutes about the 5G, the 5D, the fifth dimension ascension, not 5G, that's a telephone communications. Amazing ending to that reading as we go into this new energy. Right, externally, these three cups are still upright, but something's being rejected and the three cups are spilt and walking away internally. Okay, so why have we got the Doomsday radio playing Swan Lake? This feels like the rejection of the peace plan that was put forward by Zelensky, the hopes and fears, naivety, and a yearning for the past, the outcome, Nine of Pentacles, those that living a life of luxury. Ooh, death of Putin, the official, potentially, death of Putin. I feel like he's been gone for a while. I mean, you cannot have a major being brought back to life from a major heart attack and Parkinson's disease, and this is going back years now, and be the robust, buoyant little giggly thing that is being put on display. Huge news coming forward with that Ace of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles, out in the cold, change, Five of Cups, loss, disappointment, and then we've got the Justice card. So why? I'm feeling like they're about to come out with the news of Putin's demise here. Big announcement, military, fast moving forward, chaotic movement forward. The balancing up of the financial cost, the snake in the path, an unexpected announcement, and a whistleblower coming forward. I think we're on the cusp of news of Putin's demise coming forward, and that's why this is playing. It's almost like foreshadowing is the word I'm getting. Foreshadowing. And there's the Russia card. We got Russia, the oligarchs making a decision about which way to go forward. I think they're wanting a peace agreement. And then we've got the Ace of Cups, the cleansing. Okay. What else do we need to know? Inability to access their money. I mean, you've got all the oligarchical money's been seized around Europe and Canada, etc. It's almost like the oligarchs have just said, no, enough. It's too much. And there's planning going on quietly behind the scenes to bring about the downfall. Yeah, news soon. Okay, show me. And I went to shuffle it back in and it flipped this over again. Flipped it over. We've got the poor choices made by the Emperor, the delusion about the Emperor, the smoke and mirrors about the Emperor. I think imminently, and then there's the Wheel of Fortune showing itself to me as I'm putting these cards back in. This is how I'm putting them back in again. I think there is news imminent of the demise of Putin. Is that what we're... The isolation, shining a light on the snake in the path, and the King of Pentacles, and then out in this five, those the out in the cold. Okay, are we about to see here the demise of the Putin figure? Now I can't get it out of my mind. I've been seeing it for 18 months or so now. 3 morgue drawers getting opened. Information being brought forward, relationships, judgment, infighting, some sort of announcement from the White House. They're all connected, inter, inter, intricately connected, these three. Are we about to hear? Oh, nightmare situation, trying to get the puzzle pieces all put together. And then we've got an ending. 10 of Cups, ending of the happy family. 8, 9, 10. I really feel like I should put these round this way. 8, 9, 10. It's leading into. Now, Laurie from the Way of Positive Change dreamt of the snow owl coming and taking down this regime in the US. Money trails, but also this is trying to work on the health. Big announcement. Stealing, and the devil. Is there a bit? Yeah. I'll just put it out there. I think there's also combined with it going to be an announcement, treason. An announcement about the stealing of money trails. This is documents, case stuff, and that ruling comes out tomorrow. Canon, announcement, things that she'd like to keep hidden, the World card ending, truth, and the King of Pentacles, about the King of Pentacles. It's all intertwined, is what I'm being told. That was the word they were trying to get me out early. All intertwined. Yeah. I think it's this next couple of days going to be massive, is my feels about the devil and treason. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Hold on, it's going to be wild. Catch you shortly.